All right, let's just jump right in. We're talking about a rivalry that literally stops the world. A football match that is so much more than just a game. It's history, it's politics, and honestly, it's some of the most unbelievable drama you'll ever see on a blade of grass.
Picture this. It's April 23rd, 2017. You're in the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium in Madrid. The clock is bleeding past 92 minutes. The score is tied, 2-2. And then, with the very last kick of the game, Lionel Messi rips a winner into the back of the net for Barcelona. He sprints to the corner, pulls off his shirt, and just holds it up to the stunned Real Madrid fans. It's an absolutely iconic, defiant celebration.
And that moment, it wasn't just for the 80,000 people inside the stadium. That one match was watched by an estimated 650 million people in over 180 countries. I mean, think about that number. That's more than any regular season game in any sport ever. It's right up there with a World Cup or a Champions League final. Just insane.
So, how did we get here? How does a simple game between two cities blow up into this global phenomenon defined by such raw passion and, at times, some real, genuine hatred? Well, the answer isn't just on the pitch. You got to dig into the history books.
To really get El Clásico, we have to go back to a time when this rivalry became a stand-in for something much bigger. The clubs weren't just about different ways of playing football. They came to represent two opposing sides of a deep political and cultural war tearing Spain apart.
This timeline really shows you how the battle lines were drawn. You've got FC Barcelona, founded in 1899, which quickly becomes this powerful symbol of Catalan pride. Then, 3 years later, Madrid FC is founded, representing the capital and Spanish centralism. But the real flashpoint comes in 1936. General Franco's regime takes power and starts aggressively crushing regional identities, like Catalonia's. That same year, Barcelona's president, a well-known politician who opposed Franco, was arrested and executed by Franco's forces. That one act cemented everything. The battle lines were drawn in blood.
And all that intense political pressure, well, that's exactly where Barcelona gets its famous motto, Més que un club, or more than a club. It wasn't just about sports anymore. For decades, the stadium was one of the only safe places where Catalans could express their identity, even speak their own language. The football club became a vessel for cultural survival.
So all that tension, it was bound to explode. And boy did it ever, back in 1943. It was during a cup tournament that had been renamed the Copa del Generalissimo, in Franco's honor, of course, and it produced what is, without a doubt, the most infamous result in the rivalry's history.
Here's the setup. Barcelona won the first game 3-0 at home. Easy enough, right? But for the second leg in Madrid, their bus was attacked with rocks. Inside the stadium, they were pelted with coins, met with this unbelievable wall of hostility. At halftime, with Barca already losing badly, the story goes that the director of state security walks into their locker room and delivers that chilling threat.
The Barcelona players, literally fearing for their lives and their families, basically just stopped playing. The final score was 11-1 to Real Madrid. It's still a source of incredible anger for Barcelona. But here's a detail that often gets lost in this story, the perspective from Madrid. Their fans argue it was a legitimate result. And they often point out that Franco's regime didn't exactly help them when they lost the final of that very same cup to another regional team, Athletic Bilbao. It just adds another layer of complexity.
Okay, so as the years went by and the political climate in Spain started to change, the battlefront for this rivalry kind of shifted. It moved from the government palace right into the boardroom. The war was now all about signing the greatest players on the entire planet. And the first major salvo in this new war was fired over one guy, Alfredo Di Stéfano. Now, this transfer was a complete mess. Both clubs thought they had signed him from different teams. The Spanish FA came up with this bizarre solution. He'd play 1 year for Madrid, the next for Barca, back and forth. Barcelona felt totally cheated and just walked away from the deal. Madrid pounced, and Di Stéfano went on to lead them to 5 straight European Cups. It was a massive boardroom victory that basically defined a whole decade of football.
Fast forward a few decades, and another transfer just poured gasoline all over the fire. In the year 2000, a guy named Florentino Perez was running for president of Real Madrid. He made an insane promise. If you elect me, I will sign Barcelona's captain and best player, Luis Figo. Well, he won, and he did it. For Barca fans, this wasn't just a transfer. This was the ultimate betrayal.
When Figo came back to Barcelona's stadium, Camp Nou, the atmosphere, it was just toxic. I mean, beyond hostile. Every single time you went to take a corner kick, the pitch was showered with debris.
The stuff they threw, lighters, bottles, coins, and then the one everyone remembers, a roasted pig's head. It landed right near him. That image became a legendary symbol of the rivalry's raw, unfiltered fury.
And that brings us to what many call the Golden Age. An era where the rivalry wasn't just about two clubs anymore. It was perfectly personified by a head-to-head duel between the two greatest players to ever touch a football, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. For 9 solid years, from 2009 to 2018, these two just pushed each other to heights we'd never seen before. And the numbers, they tell such a fascinating story. You see, Barcelona, with Messi, just completely dominating the league, winning 7 titles to Madrid's 2. But then you look at Europe, the biggest stage of all, and Ronaldo's Madrid were absolute kings, winning an incredible 4 Champions League trophies.
You can really see that dynamic right here. It was this incredible 9-year stretch where Barcelona set the gold standard for week-in, week-out consistency in Spain, while Real Madrid built an absolute dynasty in Europe. It sparked this constant debate that every fan had: what's more impressive, total domestic dominance or being the kings of the continent?
But, all good things come to an end. With Messi and Ronaldo gone, the rivalry has entered a totally new phase. Both clubs have been forced to rebuild, to really rethink who they are, and that has led to this amazing clash of strategies for the future. And what's so fascinating is how they've gone in 2 completely different directions. Real Madrid has gone back to their famous Galacticos playbook, signing global superstars like Mbappe and Bellingham. Meanwhile, Barcelona, partly because of their financial problems, has had to turn inward, putting all their faith in these brilliant young kids from their famous La Masia Academy, like Lamine Yamal and Gavi. It's a classic battle of philosophies, right? And it brings up a huge strategic question. In the long run, is it more sustainable to buy proven success or to build it from the ground up?
So in the end, the names on the back of the shirts have changed, but that core conflict, it's still there. You've got these 2 distinct, powerful squads emerging, and the stage is absolutely set for a brand new chapter. The only question left is, can this next generation possibly recreate the fire, the drama, and the global magic that made this rivalry the greatest in all of sports?